Nongshim Red Force has proven that Riot's premier system works beautifully as they've climbed all the way from open qualifiers, a tournament that anyone can join, and has made it all the way to the Masters Santiago Grand Finals. But these guys aren't just some scrappy underdogs, and Nongshim dominated every single team that stood in their path. NRG, G2, Gentlemates, these are world champions, and Nongshim ran them over, only dropping one map this whole tournament. We have to ask ourselves, what did Nongshim do so differently that led to this level of success? Did Dambi abuse Valorant's most broken agent? Or were they spamming judges, outlaws, and ops? Or have Nongshim unlocked a new level of aggressiveness that was even too much for Paper Rex to handle? It's all three! Nongshim spanked these guys on their best map, and here's how. Nongshim and Paper Rex in the grand finals. It makes a lot of sense. Ever since the dawn of time, these Singaporean superstars have been known for their unorthodox run-it-down playstyle. Before Order 11.08, initiators had enough utility so that teams could play slow and methodical. But now, because these guys only get one, maybe two signatures around, and that playstyle isn't great anymore. Pile on all the Sentinel beheadings that also came with that patch, and these changes brewed an aggressive meta that Paper Rex naturally thrived in. Then you have Nongshim. They're just as proactive and put together as Paper Rex, only that they abuse what's broken. I'm talking these guns and that agent. But Split is Paper X's best map. At this point in the season, these guys held an 11-1 record here. Did Nongshim really just be cringe and destroy everybody's favorites to win this tournament? Well, yeah, but in an organized fashion. It's Pistol Round, and we're already seeing a good demonstration of today's meta. In Nongshim 032, they're fighting mid, stalling on A, but on ramps, Dambi is in a good position to rotate and reinforce his teammates if needed. And now Paper Rex are headed right for them.
Really deep one way and a kill for Francis.
Hell of a peek. Something dead on the floor to start off this round. Francis wants a little bit more, but Forsaken will be able to shut him down. Trust, however, with the trade up and out of Divide with the trade back, and then Dambi gets involved as well. Suddenly a 3v2. Forsaken down to 35 and out dead. Nongshim.
Paper Rex started the round by pressuring both wings with a smoke and nade B, haunt A, so Nongshim peeked mid together and won their fights. If the wings were contested, mid had to be weaker. Francis got his before backing up to combo a Prowler with his flash. RB's paranoia isolated Jing, who swung through the one-way, and by this time, Paper Rex hit back with their own paranoia. But Dambi slid through vents and was able to help RB clean up deeper into mid. When you don't have initiative utility, fights, gamble stacks, and stupid ranked brain slot plays are what you have to resort to. And when you do it together like this, you'll dominate even the world's best teams.
Forsaken down to 35 and out dead. Nongshim find themselves another pistol win.
Yeah, it's just a brawl here.
On the anti-eco, Paper Rex's guns didn't even stand a chance. And now take a look at Nongshim's loadouts, and you might think to yourself that this should be an easy convert for Paper Rex. But going up against Dambi and his judge is worse than dragging your balls through a mile of broken glass. Here, the offense won a slam A, but their worst nightmare is here. Both teams start the round by trading smokes in mid, but Paper Rex are contacting up A. Do they expect this high-low?
It's gonna tuck in. Judge is there.
A wide swing could be his undoing, but still it's gotta be able to find something in the back. But Ivy finding two in the front.
Now, this might be hindsight of me to say, but when you know you're playing up against a judge, contacting up like this is a horrible idea. Similar to an op, shotguns in this game should farm if you use no utility to get them off the line. But when you use something like a boombot, prowler, flash, or a combination of the three, you force the judge to make a tough decision. Shoot the abilities, or try and tank the side effects so you can try and get your one. Now, in Nongshim's setup, maybe Ivy could have helped Dambi break those things, but instead he's hit some nice shots. He's won the round for his team. Nongshim locked Divine Forsaken out of main behind the dark cover and Snakebite. But wait, Ivy, where are you going?
Trying to scale, stop them from collecting this spike and stop them. He has Ivy. 3K, potentially a fourth as it's just Divine. What a twist, what a turn of events so far here. That C's did connect. Just staying tucked away, but then Ivy finds him immediately off the hard reveal. A 4K.
To sprint up, swap guns with Dambi, and run through your own molly to one pump a guy while up 4 versus 2 in a grand final of a Masters event is stupid. It's like Paper Rex have met their alter egos from another dimension. But because Nongshim destroyed Paper Rex on their first full buy, the offense need to talk things over. Ooga booga, coach, they push hard. Spam judge, me scared. Now, I have no idea what Alex could have been talking about in that timeout being this early. Maybe it was just a morale booster. Who knows? On their save, PaperX wanted to go mid again with this cool smoke while Envy pressured A. Smoking like this when your team is on an eco forces the defense to engage you at a closer range, giving your team the gun advantage. And now that dirty bubble didn't stop Francis and his Outlaw.
This time,
Outlaw's in mid. Wall about the fall, the swing out, the shot's gonna...
PaperX pushed the Outlaw back, but the entirety of Nongshim rotated towards mid to run at PaperX.
From both sides. Wanting to contain this position, and X-Ross there at B Heaven is able to find something on the approach. Dambi now pushing forward, looking for the transfer onto the second. Takes Forsaken low, and X-Ross has the alley-oop. And whatever the call was, it was read by Nongshim. Perfectly poised and prepared.
I have never seen PaperX get smurfed on like this. But playing like Nongshim does is kind of necessary in today's meta, even against ecos. Pause. Without a lot of recons to re-clear areas, sometimes the best way to get a read are to retake certain parts of the map. Nongshim heard the offense take mid, let them at first because Francis was the only one fighting it, but once the defense grouped up, they took PaperX by surprise. Even if PaperX left and Nongshim pushed to see nobody, this would eliminate the possibility of the offense coming through mid, and the defense would only have to worry about the wings for a while. Instead of bitching about the meta, we adapt. That eco brings us to another important full buy. If PaperX lose, they have to save again, and Nongshim might steal their best map. The defense are prepped in a 1-2-2, but wait. Trigger warning. Nongshim are using the two weapons that almost every ranked player bitches about. The op and a judge. Lucky for PaperX, in their 2-1-2, they seem safe. For now. The round opens with Levi flipping up his toxic screen and Envy ripping a Prowler close behind. This big green giant prevents Francis from seeing anything and provides PaperX a safe avenue up ramp. So instead of firing a shot and revealing that the op's here, Ivy spams and rips a chunk out of Jing. In mid, Devi is peering around cardboard behind Forsaken's mail smoke while something is contenting up B main with his op. The offense control most of each major lane, so the defense need to get info somewhere. So Dambi moves up vents while Ivy shifts over to take ramp.
you can see the one in Francis's hands. Jing.
Ivy with that pre-fire is able to find Jing, but okay.
Are the observers falling asleep in the grand finals? Dambi jump peeked and probably thought mid was safe with no one on the other side of their toxic screen. But Devi swung after the sound cue, briefly putting PaperX up. Now, what was this spacing on ramp? Whatever. Envy continues, predicting that Viper went down vents.
Duel is down on either side. Yoru's still yet in the mix, as there's the spot out in Envy.
That kill puts PaperX up a player, but I think Envy is too committed to rejoin his team safely. So Devi has dropped back to grab the spike as the rest of the offense go exploring. Envy Prowler spawn before silently riding the rope into vents, and Forsaken peeks out pretty deep while something holds his swing. PaperX control most of the map, meaning Francis is kind of screwed. He's holding Heaven before backing down into Elbow and sending out his second gate crash. He can get backstabbed, a shot in the face, or from Heaven. But with the spike, PaperX's new game plan is to go B while something's holding the line and have Envy lurk late and backstab Nongshim's retake later. While they group, the defense need to form a read, so X-Ross sends out a Prowler into B main, and something's like, ah, help! That's not much of a read. So Nongshim bunker down and banks on the op getting his on A, or these two going big on B.
Pull the extra player, but Nongshim's just holding. They haven't moved a muscle for about a minute.
Paranoia connecting, X-Ross. Lobbing in that haunt, but it gets cleared, but RB catches a glimpse, and that's more than enough for him to dispatch Forsaken. Approach from Envy here from behind, but his teammates down on the side, losing their lives. Suddenly he's the last one standing. Finds the first, drops down. Seized in position, the time getting away from him, and Francis just Goomba stomps him with a shorty.
I understand that playing against this on a global stage in a 1-to-3 series has to be frustrating. But PaperX just don't look coordinated. Jing and Envy aren't swinging together. Then Forsaken is peeking before his smoke blooms, or maybe he's using it after his team comes out of the choke, you know, to try and take the defense by surprise and doesn't want to make it obvious that they're going B, but still. Plus, when you have a win condition like a flank, you cannot commit to fights. By the time Envy got to Heaven, everyone was already dead. It was so sloppy that it's forced PaperX's second timeout. But what did they talk about? I have no idea, because something has decided to play single player again. Out from their break, PaperX are formed in a 1-1-3, where their goal is to default ramp, drag rotations towards A, and maybe go B? We'll never know because Nongshim are spread in the same formation. And they want to clog up A main with Viper's farts. Both teams Prowler, the offense raise their wall and snakebite, but it's no use. Ivy's pit has taken over the area, and Dambi's bounced to recon to deter attackers from running his Viper down. Add on the fact that he's packing a judge, and this is something you do not want to push. PaperX can only spam and do minimal damage before conceding the space, but they know that at least 3 are A, Fade, Neon, and Viper. That means something knows that B is weak for a small window. He moves up main, but knows that no one's seen Francis, Nongshim's opper. So before peeking sight, he sounds out his clone, it gets shot, forcing Francis back. If 3 were A and Francis was holding B, that means something thinks that he can find an opening for a brief moment. And he has to hurry! Ivy is soloing these 2 lanes, and his teammates are coming back to reinforce the rest of the map. Can he find an opener?
I can combo with G. Ulti now, G.
I don't have ult, I don't have ult.
I don't know. Oh, Jason, I mean. Go, ulti now. Wait, side, maybe one more, careful. One more. Default. Still there, picking. Wait.
Kevin, blind.
TP the way, guys.
It does something walking out of B main versus almost 3 defenders look like a solo play? Kinda, yeah. But after Yoru teleported, he knew that this might be PaperX's best chance at finding an opening into the round. And he's gotten them sight with an even player advantage. Not bad for not being able to go A this round. He managed to timing RB after flashing off pillar, making it seem like he was still back there. Instead of swinging, he repositioned a new box, uppercut RB, and almost backstabbed Francis. Now that must have been a nice quick scope, and I'd love to show you guys, but we still don't have a replay system for pro games. We still don't. With B free, PaperX funnel in and elect to plant safe. Dambi thinks about going out, and I don't think it'd be that bad of a play since Devi is all the way in spawn. Instead, the defense decide to group up while Ivy starts his flank down mid. But Francis has an op and Dambi has a judge. Retaking with these should be much harder than with a rifle, which is way easier to clear angles with, right?
Out. I'm with you. TP back to city. Hey, one pivot.
Timing, yeah.
Francis and Dambi made enough noise for Ivy's lurk to find value. And after ripping his rocket at Dambi's forehead, Jing repositions to isolate his ones.
TP back to city. Hey, one pivot.
Timing, yeah.
Yeah, one HP. Nice boy.
By the way, I react and break down these games in real time over my Twitch or my live YouTube channel. What? Why? If this shit happens again, this is a video. I don't give a shit. This is a second channel video. I don't give a fuck. This is a second channel video. Over on my Twitch, I play ranked, host watch parties, and get to talk to you guys. So if you've ever wanted to ask me anything or just study how I handle the monkeys that I encounter in the top 1% of ranked, check out my Twitch or live YouTube channel. Links in the description. Plus, I'd love to meet you guys. You can tell by Something's reaction to that 2v1 clutch that PaperX needed that round, but it didn't look very convincing. Lucky for the offense, they have 3 strong ults for this round, and if they can string together a couple of wins, Nongshim will have to save, and PaperX can come back. They're formed in another 1-1-3 and want to take ramp since they couldn't last round. But Dambi has a judge.
Scathed, at least for a bit.
Like, why are shotguns even in this game? In response to going down a member, Forsaken feels encouraged to make a play in mid after Something's already baited out Francis' teleport in B main. He smoked mail in a way that forces the defender to commit to mid in order to fight it. RB responds with his own, and Xross sends out a Prowler to clear the area. But Forsaken's dodged it.
The hero of the previous, now gone off the rip.
Forsaken's found the trade, but back on A, Dambi thinks that the defense do not want to run into the judge. So he makes his way into vents, the judge's natural habitat, rides the rope, and wants to defend his swamp. Then on ramp, Envy jiggles and gets finished off. Is this really a tactical shooter? If this were to happen in ranked, I'd lose my mind. I hate calling these things cringe, but my god, the only way that Nongshim got kills this round were either with a judge or an op.
Dambi, the only one here. Swapped over to the Vandal. Is this going to be anything for Devi? No.
Not at all. A 4K for Dambi. 7-1.
PaperX were forced to save, and this round was full of slop. They tried running it down A, but Dambi was able to sprint into hell and scare the offense off with his judge.
You have to suspect that there's going to be that judge around the corner. Especially now having it confirmed, but something, his eyes are trained towards this Neon, so Ivy just backsteps for free. He's tethered in position, and no one can do a damn thing about it. Oh, Francis finds two. Dambi sliding forward. Forsaken only good for the first.
Well, the past 10 kills of this video have been either with the judge or a sniper in the grand finals of Master Santiago. At this point, Nongshim must feel... Because on the next round, Francis peeked B main after his Omen jump spot and got gooped on by Fade C's. But that wasn't stopping him.
Prowler now will get cleared. You hear that Outlaw, he's looking for the angle, and Francis will get punished. A massive overstep. Perhaps some complacency.
That play wasn't the worst. Francis knew they had to have half armor. Oh, wow, that's a tongue twister. And he almost found it too. But that left RB all by himself. He got forced to play retake, especially with something's dimensional drift coming through mid and pinching sight. Nongshim tried flooding out once Paper X went to plant, but they never accounted for a divide lurk.
One night. Oh, no. No. Backside.
Watching right.
Wait. Timing. Turn on side.
Judge, don't. It's two city. Bingo city, okay? Chill. Just plan.
Enemy remaining.
You want city.
Right side. Picking. Nice.
That brought us to another full buy round where Nongshim have adapted to something's B main takes.
Suss out these positions at high-low is brutal.
At the same time, the offense are faking A with a smoke, prowler, nade, and clone. So naturally, Nongshim are attracted to that noise. The Paper X's plan with B main clear was to come back through sewer and split B while the defense were preoccupied with A. But all it took was one prowler to re-clear the area and give the defense enough confidence to retake Ventus 3 and then mid.
Flash. Omen side, He holding flash. I'm gonna pump the flash.
Two more, guys.
Wait, let me just reset.
Nice, Jason.
Go to Jason.
Yeah, bounty, Jason. Omen was decide where, just decide where, guys.
Forsaken ulted to A, and eventually his team followed suit. But just because sight was free, that doesn't mean the round was close. As Paper X went sight to plant, Jing stayed back in vents to catch Nongshim by surprise later.
Nice. Chill.
I think
Let me play. Yep, I play it.
We have Molly. Nice!
So Paper X have 3 rounds, but every single one of them have been won by hero plays. Like last round, Forsaken should have died. Compare how Paper X are winning rounds to Nongshim, and you'll notice that Nongshim want to stay grouped, fight everything as 3 or 4, and absolutely overwhelm the offense. They don't mind playing the retake, and would rather just fight everything together. That's what this meta is. Paper X, on the other hand, just relying on someone going nuts, and that's not a consistent way to winning. That brings us to the final round of the half, where Paper X are slamming A, but Nongshim have 4 here? I mean, Paper X have been starting 3 here a lot.
Picking, push. Stuck. Gelato.
What the hell?
Come with you,
Clone. Clone.
Tomorrow. What happened,
He's clone, my bad. Wait. You should have cloned. Yeah, my bad. Let's go.
Now, with 3 rounds, it's still winnable. But beating Nongshim's power of friendship? Are they going to slam A? B? Is Dambi going frenzy half armor to run Paper X over? Or maybe buy a shorty and bounce around? Well, no. Nongshim aren't as run it down as people think. They are pretty coordinated. Into their 1-2-2, they're defaulting across the map, while Paper X must be expecting something fast, stacking B and retaking A. Instead, Nongshim kick off the second half by smoking mail and haunting in events. Paper X immediately respond by prowling through the smoke and discovering that no one's followed that initial scan. Maybe Nongshim aren't taking mid? Well, for the next 30-something seconds, neither team does anything but send a prowler up mid. But after that, still nothing. Nongshim must be waiting for Paper X to do something stupid. And they are! The defense can't fight off the urge to push and have grouped to check out B main.
Big concerns, but let's see if they can rally back.
Might be able to find a timing here. Spike being transferred over, but something unable to collect it. Just not been able to find that form, that accuracy that he was putting on display just a mere few days ago. Devi, however, will find a clean one.
Nongshim for sure were waiting for Paper X to show their hand before making a decision to go somewhere. They know that this team likes to push, and that it was only a matter of time before they did. And now Nongshim know that there's 3B, so Francis and Ivy push up A and take down Forsaken. In the matter of seconds, Paper X just lost this entire half of the map. Now what do? Oh, run towards A? Nongshim might hear them and they'll come back B. Well, Envy hears Nongshim running across side and taking screen, so he's calling his team over.
30 seconds left.
Omenless here. Both sides. The post plant, the retake.
and he slow walks into his crosshair. Now, Francis' team isn't here yet, so he stays posted up on spawn, but Divide takes him down. It's an even 3-on-3, but do they expect X-Ross to wrap heaven?
Dropping down to his death, 6 feet under. Jing now, dancing around elbow, is just overwhelmed, outnumbered, and outdone. Another pistol in Nongshim, now up to double digits.
Despite having to save, PaperX's plan for round 14 was pretty good. Raisin Yoru were below Raptor, formed in a high-low with Omen above them and Fade tucked on a ramp, ready to swing off them, receiving contact. Any attacker that peeks this line is probably dead. But Nongshim dealt with the stack well. In their 1-2-2, Francis was the only one with permission to push and scout for info. If he sees a bunch of people, he can just teleport away and tell his team what he saw.
So he could still absolutely cook them with this. They're going to try to do this high-low. There's one gone.
While Francis was peeking sight, what was Ivy watching? They're holding the same angle. Whatever. That death wasn't the worst thing because by seeing 4, the rest of the offense were able to confidently go B and take sight. But Ivy was still on his own. Divide pushed down mid to try and catch Ivy off guard, but heard him running through spawn. So Divide called for Forsaken over despite knowing that he had an outlaw.
Ivy at risk of maybe being intercepted, but seems to have a read on it, slowing down as he approaches towards Ramen. Divide has been all reliable with this Sheriff, but until they can clear him, they're just stuck in position. That leaves just something in Envy to their own devices back on the site.
This has to be dry here. They use a smoke.
Smoke to come through, the 1-2 push. Looking for the shot. Forsaken drawing the attention. Gets that outlaw after all. But that was still critical time bought for Nongshim. PaperX need to make a go of this right here, right now. Shot connecting on the Dambi, takes him down to 10, but X-Ross again finds 2, and RB cleans up the remainders.
Despite going down a member, it was good on Dambi and RB to stick together and fight the flankers as 2. Nongshim are constantly fighting together, and it is what's got them this far. But here, PaperX are set up in a 2-1-2, and they are tired of Dambi's shit. They bought 2 judges of their own and want to give him a taste of his own medicine. See, that's what the title card said. It's pretty cool, right? And Nongshim are grouped as 5 to hit A. There's a fat chance that they run into one of these shotguns. The defense starts the round fast by double flashing and swinging B main, while the offense take things slow by smoking male and contacting up A main behind their smokes. Once closer, the offense burst onto site, but Ivy's in for a surprise on rafters.
Prove fruitful anyway.
Swing the corner and Ivy finding Envy, the judge.
Well, that'll happen. But when you have Dambi on your team, I'm pretty sure his teammates know how to deal with shotguns better than most. With an open sight, Nongshim decide to push screens and take that too. In the offense's mind, the defense have better weapons, so taking extra space makes sense. Back on ramp, something swings the attacker's wall trying to find a trade, but Ivy isn't giving it to him. He backs down all the way to A main, knowing that if he dies, his team setup is going to feel a ton of pressure. But he also doesn't want to bait.
Down ramp. They're being held at bay as Ivy is right here on the corner. The push forward into the second, into the fourth. Ivy absolutely decimating. Now looking for an ace.
You know where he's at.
Stuck here around the corner. They're going to try to play him in. The shot's ringing out. Looking for the swing, and Ivy will have it.
Nongshim are the real deal. I broke them down 10 months ago, and they were even crazier back then. Dambi was shotgun only, and he might have gotten these guns nerfed for the first time. Watch that video here. It was nuts.